Okay, let's talk about partner betrayal trauma. So, earlier, when we would look at any kind of addiction, we would work with the partner, and I'm talking 10 years, 20 years, 30 years ago, and really treat the partner from this perspective of codependency, right? So, he has his addiction and he's your addiction as the partner. Um, and let's treat that as such. That's really shifted over time. So, more recently, in the last decade or so, really kind of started to develop an understanding around what partner betrayal trauma is and appreciating and understanding, rightfully so, that the partner experience in all of this is traumatic and meeting roughly 4 out of the 5 clinical criteria for PTSD. So typically it's, anhedonia, losing interest in the things that the partner used to enjoy in life, no longer finding interest in those. Hypervigilance. I want to see everything. I want to know everything. Show me everything. Asking the same question 1,000 times. Hyperavoidance. Get away from me. I don't want to see you, right? And kind of going back and forth between hypervigilance and hyperavoidance. And so if it's helpful to think about in other types of traumas, a car accident, right? So a car accident, you want to never get into a car again. Well, if you do have to get into a car again, you want to kind of make sure that everything is right. Okay, seatbelt, and what about this? And what's that sound? And what's this over there? So hypervigilant, but really it's hyperavoidant too. I don't ever want to get into a car again. So we kind of see this hypervigilance, hyperavoidance, anhedonia, losing interest. So it's really this trauma response. So what can I do to help my partner feel safe? What can I do to help my partner feel safe? I think one of the things that's super important here to appreciate is that your partner, they're their own person. And we want to empower them and empower their voice, especially if that voice has been kind of beaten down and quieted, right? So if there's been thoughts, are you doing anything? Have you been looking at porn again? Have you been doing this again? Or what's this new credit card? Or what's this new email address I've never seen before? Whatever the case might be, oh, nothing, nothing, nothing. And their voice gets tamped down. Well, now all of a sudden we've got this opportunity to breathe life back into that voice, right? So allow them their own empowerment and experience, right? I cannot make them feel anything. So when we talk about partner betrayal trauma, first we want to appreciate the traumatic experience of all the shock, right? Trauma, I always like to say, is just anything where like the earth beneath you that you thought was solid and stable begins to shake. Right? It's not quite what I thought it was before. And so now we have this acclimation to a new reality that we have to adjust and adapt to. And that's what they're going through. So the question that I get a lot in my practice is, what can I do to make her feel safe? What can I do to make her trust me? Nothing. You can't do anything to make somebody trust you. What can you do? Because that can feel very disempowering. That can feel very scary. And my partner might be telling me, you need to do X, Y, Z so I can trust you again. Well, there's a lot of guys out there that do X, Y, Z. Give you all my emails, give you all my passwords, give you all the bank account information, give you all, I'll put video cameras in my, I put Apple tags in my wallet. All the stuff. I've had guys set up video cameras in their hotel rooms when they had to travel for work. I mean, all kinds of stuff. That doesn't necessarily equate to the partner feeling safe, even though the partner said, if you do that, then I'll feel safe. And you do it, and they still don't feel safe. Why? The brain seeks safety, and the brain's screaming, hypervigilance. Do this, get this answer, ask him one more time, and then we'll feel safe. Hyperavoidance, go away from him, and then I'll feel safe. Well, when I'm away from him, I don't feel safe. Right? So it's really this very, very painful, discomforting position for the partner to be in. Because it's like, come close, go away. Everything tells me it'll be safe, but then nothing feels safe. Round and round we go. So many times, hey, if you do this, then I'll be able to trust you. Not the case necessarily. But I do want to empower you as the client. How do you help your partner? Or how do you build trust in the relationship again? Here's what you can do. The question is, how can you help to create an environment? You can't make anybody else feel something, but you can create an environment that's more likely for them to trust you, that's more likely for them to feel safe, right? So that's really the question. And that's a question that I would say don't assume. Ask your partner, talk to your partner. What can I do to help you feel safe? It's not their responsibility, but certainly let's ask them. Let's not assume. And then when we do the thing we assume they want, cut that out, I guess. Okay, so that's the partner experience. What can I do to help create an environment? You're going to fail a bunch of times. Great. Failure's great. It's a new data point. What did we learn from that? We implement that into our process, and now we do it again, right? We kind of go back into it. So, okay, so let's be very practical here. So when we look at what are the things you can do to help create an environment, I'll give you some ideas. Ultimately, this needs to become yours and working together with your partner to help reestablish this trust in the relationship. But reliability, consistency, transparency. I think those are the starters. If we don't have reliability, consistency, transparency, we'll never have trust, right? New information. What's new? It's not that I'm working harder. What new information can be provided so that trust can start to come back to the table? And I shouldn't say come back. I think a lot of people say, how do we get trust back in the relationship? I think you're kind of building something new. You're building something that's never been built before. We're not going back to anything. I don't think when will I get over this is a question that a lot of partners ask. I want to get over this. I want to get past this. How long until I get over this? I don't know if you do. Just like that car accident analogy, you never really get over it. I mean, over time, it's not what you think of every time you step into a car, but it's there, right? You kind of remember it, but it no longer really holds power over you, right? And so I think where we're going is a place where you're achieving a trust that has never been held before, which I think can be incredibly exciting. I would say in addition to reliability, transparency, consistency, I think of things like empathy, validating, not right fighting, but common goal. Empathy, I'm here with you. Validating. Well, honey, you lied to me about how much the groceries cost, so clearly you must be acting out again. You son of a bitch. I knew you couldn't stop acting out. I mean, it makes sense you feel that way. It makes sense you feel that way, honey. I totally get it, right? That's what I used to do in the past. That makes sense. I get it. I'm here with you. And if I could, reassure you at all, I understand that you wouldn't trust me, but I have not violated any of my 3 circles boundaries that we've talked about, right? So empathizing, validating, reassuring, I mean, these are all really, really healthy things. Getting to common goal, right? Honey, what's our common goal here? What's our goal? She wants to feel safe, but it's maybe at my expense, or I want to feel relieved of the pain, of the hurt that I brought on those that I care about. But she's not interested in that, right? So both are very healthy things, but they're not in common. So how do we find that common goal as we work through this partner betrayal trauma?